So, boss, in relation to boss, what kind of boss is a boss in relation to boss? Is just an boss and boss. So in that way, boss being the store manager in relation to being a boss to achieve the undefensive behavior in relation to being a boss. So in relation to being running the factories and the warehouse and the joint of franchise and the equation of stock market and bossing into the next level of minor grammar because physically to sector another boss is to indicate another sinking system because once you form yourself into the achievement of being the next boss, then when you walk around and see another boss, does it function the bosses of God? No. It's just like over the years of enhancement, being a sub-boss in relation to your franchise is the allergies of knowing that the top boss controls the full store. Oh, so in that way, who's that two dude, having a chat together where the house is getting built? Higher boss or lower cost boss? I don't know. Strange, isn't it? Very strange. So since it's very strange being that kind of boss, it's so undissolvable in relation to, apprenticeship. So in that way, when you are apprenticeship to become your boss, does he love you before he realized that he gets sacked into the next franchise? But hey, over the franchise, he's the bloody boss. So in that way, what other career would he like one clearly? Because he's already achieved all of them. So what's the next one? Is that SCO or CEO? Does that mean quiz solution or cocksucker or don't know, centralized supplement? What else in relation to apprenticeship being a boss? Oh yeah. So anyway, in relation to the movie Fearless, in relation to the Ekadeko, yes. See, which one is a boss? The poison to be a boss? Oh. So anyway, how do we release the bosses in relation to being a bus driver? So since his entire franchise, what? No, his franchise is pretty bossy. Do he decide to be a bus driver instead? Oh, so Michael, bloody camp queen, being the boss, how things to do to supply the unboss, because you're not a boss. But since you're not a boss, how do you want to become the top boss? Years, mate, years. Years and years and years. If you enjoy. If you don't, keep changing. Then when you keep changing, you become Alan Loy. You're nobody. And when you become like Alan Loy, you become Alan Loy, nobody. It means you become suffering of what? enemies. Because in that way, you suffer enemies of trying to, suck your cock and some anal sex and things like that. So in that way, Michael, being, shameless enemy of rice queens and potato cows sitting on the couch watching TV and do bloody nothing at all. So in that way, what is the lower grade to less the bus driving? So anyway, solution of so tricky. You know what that means? Creed? Oh, no. Just like priceless. Why is it priceless? Like, so since Y is priceless, it's just like you're not Alehu, the boss of myths of, other franchise, to low class your percentages of dear law. What does that mean? Dear law. So in Dear Law by Brendan, it's just like, fucking hell. Since I've been through that, Brendan hasn't done anything for the internet marketing. So, since the boss is so high grade, where is the internet marketing? Oh! So, in relation to priceless, what kind of things of, camping in Anaconda to be less boss, to sell the prices of, Michael, because he's a bus driver. And in that way, because Michael is a bus driver, he's so low. Oh, and since he's so low, what are the low price for the camp queens? Disgusting. So anyway, how can you know what the next boss is in relation to your cases to subtract, the real suffering of pain? No. Enemies of joints? No. Just like, what does that mean? It means I like my boss. He's really cute. Oh, can I get some, Menino or any oil lubricant to, defense his Virgin S? Oh, no! So anyway, does the boss actually usually like a shar? Do you know what that means? Do the boss usually act like this? I don't think so. Well, if you watch Felix the movie, you should understand. Why did he killed? Then, blah blah, he decided to be a rice farm. Then goes back. And what happened there? The true? No. So, Twiggy, what is the other one of? Don't know. Anaconda, don't know. It's just like, oh, you know, oh, I think, Tom, trying to think about how to, you know, how to, um, you know, how to, be Michael in relation to blonde hair and blonde hairy chest or something. It's just like, the pure line of medication and to isolate the position of camp queen and have some, urinal things with them, and SMM in relation to sex type. So in that way, BSD is just like, with some leather keys and some crisscross or chochong or whatever, because Michael's not Asian. He's just like, what? He's not even, oh, he looks like Portuguese. So since he looks like Portuguese, I don't understand why Michael is just like trying to, you know, um, uh, lower the level of Tom in relation to being, just like a fuckwit or something. Mm. So in that way, what does fragmentation of, you know, fringe means? Mm. So in that way, if the fragmentation of fringe means that, he should go to Oak Sutcliffe hair salon and put some bleaches in his hairy chest, but then Mark does that with his pubic hair, no wonder I just lay down next to him, give him a hug and go, oh my god, are you bloody serious? So in that way, after that, we went and had breakfast, and then me and, no wonder we're not compatible. Jeez. So anyway, I'm just telling you a story about the mythical things to connect to each other's soul. So in that way, Twiggy, Michael, Tom, Mark, the persistence of soul connector. So when three of you connect to the soul, you become one boss, but your boss owns the franchise of the franchise. So in that way, after that two dude, having a discount of things to, talking about not building buildings or whatever he does. So does the other boss meet the other boss, have the threesome? So in the threesome, does it level into the next boss? I don't know. So in that way, new my old friends on PHPC, it's balanced. It's balanced. Yes, that's how the soul connects together as one to become a boss. It's so balanced. So new on PHPPP, discrimination in relation to claim. So in that way, the three boss is working together. How is the next level? Oh, so I don't know anything about that, but in that way, it's just a, fraction of sensen of tese and tontong. Looks like, the three boss one. No, it doesn't really make sense like that. No, it doesn't really make sense. It's just the end form of knowing how to, you know, yeah, yeah, Twiggy, yeah, Twiggy, go do some work extra more. So, I'll sit next to you and have some cookies and things like that, and a little bit of banana cakes to eat, and then let's see how Tom sells the price in relation to being, a potato queen because they have sex together. Yes, they do. So in that way, three boss just like indicating how Tom and Michael work because they have decades of sinks and things like that by S&M and BDSM or whatever they call. It's just like, oh, it be poison in relation to their sexton. Yes. So in that way, the confluence of the sexton is just, oh God, I can't be bothered. So anyway, August Sutcliffe, didn't we go to the most beautiful S&M sex appeal in relation to me, you, and Gary? Yeah, pretty much. I really liked it. So in that way, straight men got waxes on and get whips and stuff like that. It's very exciting, isn't it? Yes, it does. So in that way, Wall Street, the Rude movie, best actor. So is he the last boss of the? What does that mean? The official, the official. So Brendan, I think you're one of those. So in relation to your next marketing degree, what kind of poison can you give, Tom and Twiggy to wax Michael and whipped him, and to, unexciting in relation to his small penis? It's just disgusting in that way. I have a boyfriend. So in that way, I don't understand I have a boyfriend, because in that way it's just like the low level of it's just a friend. Oh, since it's just a friend, Michael, it is gruesome of disgusting things in life, and know not so to how to the position of, demotion of the three boss. So in that way, the demotion of the three boss is just like an introduction of knowing that the next door manager is, just drinking in relation to his scrotum to sell some undies and stuff like that. So in that time when he does that, what kind of percentages will excite Alan Loy in relation to being a child? So since then, to be a child, and he has a 9-inch penis, what level is the next kid's undies to sell, 39% off or 25% off and 3% off? Because three bosses can only franchise into the democracy of no needs. So in that way, scrotum in no needs, yes. So in that way, scrotum in no needs, Twiggy can't indicate the sports player in relation to, any shorts and things like that in, Rebel store or highlight show or any kind of things to, show shorts and things like that, So that means that Twiggy can only like this, a little bit of or something like that to actually, to achieve the next low level of Michael to, and something like that. So in that way, Twiggy and Michael, it is, the 10% disgusting trace of vouchers and things like that to, show JJ Blue the Aboriginal culture of eBay, that it doesn't allocate that he has a missing leg. So since he has a missing leg, does the plastic surgeon arrange any kind of dentist toothpaste and to offer, the ivory in relation to jewelry, because, JJ Blue can't sit down too much because he's pretty chubby. So since he's pretty chubby, do they sell any food, or he just sits down on the table and, So, friends, boys, friends, that three boss smells like men friends. Men friends. So in relation to men friends and boyfriends, what kinds of men friends and boyfriends is M size and B size for, bras by Brendan, and it's just BS in relation to, bullshit. So in relation to bullshit, because Brendan doesn't, contemporary internet market correctly in relation to SO, something in relation to that way. So three of them is sitting on a computer can't even sync the system into JJ Blue, because does there or no any kind of arrangement for offer by the description and disclaimer in relation to, those things of, unjoined undies, because the elastic undies doesn't last long, and since it doesn't last long, does KMAC offer JJ Blue any kind of other small undies, because, Brendan has a dark penis? So since Brendan is a white man, Brendan has a dark penis, what other dark penis represents JJ Blue instead of being, racism? So in that way, does JJ Blue race into the fourth boss in and say something like, "Oh, all these people are bullshitting to me, boss. Can you please support me with a black undies?" Right, 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 right. So in that way, Brendan, since there is a white man of, French connection with, the small balls. So any kind of things with the small balls in relation to size matches. So customers, based upon the staff working together as a boss, being comparable in being a customer, is there any kind of things that it's ripped off because undies last long or not long? So in that way, our, cell of poison to ask JJ Blue that it does not law. Yes, and since it does not law, how does Brendan work out that the next customer will validate the color of, yes, scrotums? Yes, true. So in true, the fourth level of the boss cannot achieve the next what in relation to the flickering of, the dictionary by vocabulary. So, Colin, in that way, the dictionary by vocabulary, is there any percentages of JJ Blue to be the collecton of Okotong, autopsy? So in that way, any kind of autopsy in relation to trying to find out chicken bones, breast bones, vertical bones, or any kind of bones, do we arrange the next pet shop? Yeah. So in that way, in the correspondence of the next pet shop, who will rearrange the store holder? Look like Tom was just wanking in relation to masturbation. So Olga have sex with Tom. In that way, any hair show to have some kind of hairspray and fake hair in relation to your hair extension for Tom. Oh. So in that way, I myself don't understand the needs of Phyllis in relation to a, movie maker. So in that way, Ellis Santon, do not listen to Esto Lo Visto Baby, because in relation to Esto Lo Visto Baby, who's another fatty? Oh, yes, isn't he Italian? The one that ran away. So in that way, the biohazard has no indication of Esto Lo Visto Baby, to know that, Alan Lloyd is just a baby feet by Grace from TAC. So in that way, is there a real giant of spades at Crown Casino to sell Chris card, plastic breasts, inking system of condomless chemistry in relation to the next level of we don't work together? So, people, customers, we don't work together. Since we don't work together, it's a very supportive for Andrea Mickey to support acquire brain injury. And in that way, does the ambulance has any kind of ambulance in relation to, I need Band-Aid, because my leg is broken by JJ Blue. Blessing now. So in that way, people, PPL, PPL, people, any kind of, 6% by the ambulance or 3-2% to see if the custom rips through the scrotum, then it band-aids. So in that way, any kind of things to know that Colin is just laughing at the vocabulary to understand the vocalong, because the vocalong is just, the dictionary is just a verb of an announcement of nouns. So in relation to nouns, and JJ Blue is having a fat food to eat and do nothing at all. So when he does that nothing at all, that is called so since Kevin Ish is like a penny in relation to penny and etc. So is there any care for the key factor? So eBay, is there any kind of fake number plate to sell by Kevin? Huh? So Kevin, in relation to your working at Telstra, you know, it kind of stinks, because when I first saw it and first met you, it's really fucking fake. It's fraud. Yes, mate, it's completely fraud. So in that way, having fake, you know, number plates and bike plates, because it happens at, you know, I ran out of money for petrol. Then in that way, Cole's manager, any kind of, I want some, by normality, because we ourselves are just PPL in relation to knowing any kind of things to throw out the bin, because new Android Sladen Gordon is just broken by my mum by TAC compensation. So in that way, what other sales will evaluate into John Voyage as Morris Blackburn? So in that way, any little song, things madong of fake vocabulary by Colin to write description to excite customers, because in yourself, Colin, you are just a customer. So in that way, how can you sing that Kevin is just a, you know, I don't know, I don't let you know, fake relationship, that's all I know. Since fake relationship of love handle, does there is any kind of ish cleaner remedies to arrange into the Filipino boys? Right. Do not hurt me. I'm telling you the bloody truth. Oh. Dentist. Because it's Colin's vocabulary. So in that way, the real fearless of faith of God. Is Tom customized skinless penis categorized that has been baptized? My prediction is any rosemary to sell. So, in that way, in the follow of fearless, any cut pieces of rosemary by one. So The true base valuation of Collins' dictionary to perception, the distortion of disclaimer in relation to customizing the citizen of Anubis. The storeholder is just a what by Joan. He used to work as slave when so in that way, what prices matches the sticky rice gayness of life. So, is it made in Ching Chong? Or I don't know. I just don't know in relation to that movie Fearless. So in relation to that movie Fearless, the understanding of her, Anubis, it's Collins vocabulary in relation to what things. So in that way, I myself do not understand the little fingers, to be the best friend. In that way, pixie, any kind of dances to close the fabric, drag queen. So, this valuation of bosses, three bosses, striking into lower customers' appeal. The ambulance has no band-aid to sell because whose scrotum has been cut. I don't understand. I don't understand. So in that way, since I don't understand what kind of things can be reserved in case we need the first aid kit, because after condomless anal sex, it bleeds, so it needs band-aid. So in that way, cotton, column, CC in relation to VC, Venetian curtains, any kind of sales in eBay by colloquium of cotophone of blah blah, etc. Collective, no, cotive. In relation to your culture of cotive, is there a remedy in relation to having sex with Alan Lloyd because he's purebred? So in that way, the trust of faith is no amount of fingers money, fish cakes and thingamajig to sell, because the in charges what amount of money. So in that time, we don't know any kind of things to be our own customers, because JJ Blue is dead. Since he's dead, where is his dig bone?